obviously we weren't necessarily talking up the chance of the quadruple, but the chance of winning all 4 trophies has now gone. What impact does that have, if any impact at all?
It should have impact, because if you're working at a club like this, you should compete for every trophy. We've said that from the start. And then to go out in the second occasion, so we beat Everton Stanley. But to lose against Plymouth is of course not acceptable. And so as a team, and I think our fans as well are disappointed by that result. And now we have to show a different side of us tomorrow, because it wasn't only the result, the performance was far from what Liverpool standards are as well. Yeah, I think it's an extra reason why the atmosphere will probably will be even better than all the occasions before. But I haven't been to one, but people tell me at Goodison Park as at Anfield, but it's always a fantastic atmosphere. Home supporters are there to support their team, and the away fans are mostly loud as well. So it's probably going to be a fantastic atmosphere, and that's always that's never easy to play against, because every single time they cross the halfway line or they get a corner kick or whatever happens, the fans will cheer for that, and then you have to be mentally really strong as an away team to resist all that, the complete atmosphere, and you still have to be focused on what you have to do, defending the corner kick, defending the set piece, and when you have the ball, be as calm as you can in this fantastic atmosphere. But it's not the first time for these players that they are playing in atmospheres like this. So I hope that they can focus on what they have to do. But it's not only tactical, you also have to stand up to those emotions. But because I've noticed that also in the Plymouth game, that the intensity of the tackles, how aggressive they were, that was a quality of their players, but it was definitely also because of the emotions in the stadium. So we have to be up for that. Yeah, cool hat, but not cool legs. So every time you play against a team that wants to fight with you, and that's almost every time we play against any opponent, but maybe this one even more, you have to be ready for that. So you have to run just as much, you have to be just as intense in tackles. Not going across the line, but be cool enough to play a good and firm tackle. And that's where it starts with. And then 9 out of 10 times, after 10, 15, 20 minutes, a game settles down a bit, and then you can start to think even more about playing football. But like I said, last season in the first 10 minutes there were 10 free kicks in favour of Everton, and I think you know what they did with these free kicks. They brought them in every single time. And it led in the end, I think, after 10, 15 minutes to their 1-0.
How different do you think is the challenge of this Everton under David Moyes to the one that you would have faced in the original fixture early in December, when obviously Everton were struggling at that point?
Yeah, they were to a certain extent. I think they picked up some good results as well, away at City and I think away at Arsenal as well. Some clean sheets, some draws. I think those were very good results from an Everton perspective as well. If you go away, if you have to play away games like that. But you cannot. Let's say differently. I'm aware of the fact that David took over 4 games and he's won 3. So that is definitely a great accomplishment from him, and they are definitely maybe now in a better place than they were a few weeks, months ago. But yeah, the weather circumstances are a bit better maybe as well.
7 out of the last 10 Merseyside derbies at Goodison Park have been draws. What does that tell you, and has that played a part in your preparations for this one?
No, it definitely tells you how difficult it is for both teams to win from each other. So when David Moyes came there in 2002, he took a team that was fighting against relegation, and he made it a club that was in the end playing top 4. So he done incredibly well, but the last few seasons Everton were more playing, were not competing top 4 anymore. So a team like that, normally Liverpool would get more points, more wins against teams that are around Everton. than the ones they did over here. So it tells you how difficult the away leg for Liverpool is if they play Everton away. And yeah, that we all know, because as long as I'm in football, I know that derbies are always more difficult than facing the same team that's somewhere around that position in the table. But then it isn't a derby. That's clear, because fans bring the best out of players. I've experienced this a few times already here at Anfield. I've experienced this many times at my former club. And I hope I'm not going to experience that tomorrow, but I think the fans will bring the best out of the Everton players tomorrow again.
This is the first of 5 games in 15 days in the Premier League for you. Some really big, important games in there as well. Will this period here define your Premier League season?
No, because this period, 5 games in 15 days, is what we've done for 7 months now. So every phase of the season is crucial if you play Premier League. This is the hardest league to win, because there are so many teams that can win this league, and there are so many teams that are able to win 10-15 games in a row. So you cannot slow down, or you cannot have a few games that you are not on top of your game, because then all of a sudden another team catches you up. That's what the Premier League is. That's why it's such an exciting league and such a beautiful league to work in, and for the fans, that's why the whole world is looking at us. For that reason, in my opinion, Arsenal last season, after they went to Qatar, I think they won the first 8 games and only lost 2 of the last 15 or 17. But still, City were able to win the league because they probably win every single game. I don't know exactly, but so yeah, that's the league we are in. So the upcoming 5 are important, but after that, the 9 afterwards are important. But the first, how many games did we play? 23, something like this, 24, has been just as important.